Hi everyone, this is Fiona Kane from Informed Health. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit more about stress because we've launched our Stress Less program. It'll be starting next Saturday. I'm going to be jumping on here, giving you little tips on stress to give you a bit of an idea of the sort of things that you will find in our program. So today what I wanted to talk to you about is I wanted to talk to you about language, and in particular the language that we use around stress. The way that we describe it or the way that we talk about it. And I'll give you an example of the language I'm talking about. What we don't do is we don't separate the feeling of stress from ourselves. So instead of saying, I'm feeling stressed, what we often do is we say, I am stressed or I am overwhelmed. And the problem with that is that stress and overwhelm are not who you are. There's something you're experiencing. So the problem is when you say, I am stressed or I am overwhelmed, you're actually labeling yourself as this stressful thing. Whereas when you say, I feel stressed or I feel overwhelmed, there is a certain separation there. So you're separating words. You are separating who you are from what your feeling is. So it's important to do that because a lot of us, we're not really taught how to identify our feelings or how to have feelings. It's really not something that in the Western society we're very good at, particularly men are taught not to have feelings. So we often relate these feelings that we're having and talk about them in a way that is describing ourselves as opposed to describing our feeling. So it's really important to learn when you're talking about stress, whether it's in your head talking to yourself or whether you're talking to someone else about it. If you're saying that you are feeling stressed, say that you are feeling stressed or you are experiencing stress, but not that you are stressed. Because can you see the difference? Say the difference between, and please, I can see there's a couple of people watching there. Hello. Please, if you want to comment on this or, please do so or have any questions. But there is a difference between that you are experiencing something and that you are something. And the problem is the language we use is the language of I am. And no, I am not stressed. I am Fiona. I might feel stress, but I am Fiona. And the problem is that our bodies actually believe us. And when many of us are now living in this sort of stress chemistry all the time, and the stress chemistry in our bodies, it drives weight gain, it drives a whole bunch of issues, and it's probably going to affect your sleep, and it can affect sleep and fertility and digestion and a whole bunch of things. So it's really, really important to not encourage that stress chemistry to be happening all of the time. And when we describe ourselves as something, rather than actually just identify an emotion, like I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling stressed, I'm feeling whatever it is, but you're feeling that, you are not that. There is a difference. So I hope that gives you a bit of I hope that's helpful. And really the language we use is really powerful. In our Stress Less program, there is a whole section on narrative and language, and we talk a lot about it because it really makes a big difference. Start noticing the language you're using, it makes a huge difference. Even just start noticing some of the language I don't want to get political here at all, but if you see the language that the media are using at the moment, when you go online, the language is very, very kind of inflammatory, scary language. And I know there are scary things happening in the world, but the language that is being used is, horror numbers today about just people who have been diagnosed with COVID. Not people who've died from it, just people who've had a positive diagnosis. I'm not saying anything about it being good, bad, or otherwise. I'm not getting into any political stuff. All I'm doing is pointing out the language that's used around this stuff. Just be really aware of the language that you are exposed to around you. What we eat. I've sort of posted this meme before about what we eat, and what we eat is not just our food, but it's also what we expose ourselves to around us, the language, the people, the attitudes. And so when you look at that news or read that news site, and there's all of this like really inflammatory, really scary, over-the-top language, that can set off all of your stress receptors as well. So just be aware of that yes, you might need to know certain facts, and you might need to know what are the rules or what do you need to do or what do you need to do to keep you safe, which is fine. but learn how to figure out a way of finding out those facts and knowing those facts without actually taking it on. Because what can happen is you can turn on the telly and then this thing, next thing, and it sort of hits you really hard. So just be aware that language affects stress a lot, the way we talk about it, the language we expose ourselves to, and the news we expose ourselves to. And so we really need to talk about stress in a way. Stress is an emotion that we're experiencing, so we need to talk about it as an emotion. So I feel stressed rather than I am stressed. Two very different things. So I hope that's useful. This is exactly the stuff that we talk about in our Stress Less program. Our program starts on Monday. This is the launch of the program. So I've been working with clients with stress for 14 years now in my clinic, one-to-one. This is your chance to actually learn these strategies, but learn them in a group program. So it's a group, it's going to be a private Facebook group. It's a 6-week program. While there's nutrition aspect to it, there's not meal plans or anything like that. So there's no preparation, there's no hard work involved. I've tried to make it as easy and simple as possible because I know people are so overwhelmed and so stressed at the moment that the last thing they need is a program that's, that's too much for them, or that's just too much involved. So it's only $77 or 3 payments of $27. That is our launch price because this is the first time I'm running it this way. And it's going to be in this Facebook group that you get, there's 3 ebooks included. So as soon as you enroll, you'll get the Stress Less ebook. And then throughout the program at different points in time, you will get our strategies to manage emotional eating ebook and our mood and food ebook. So essentially our program talks about what I've been talking about today. There's a whole lot of stuff about narrative and story and language in there because that is really, really important in regards to stress. There's also, like I said, a nutrition element, and we explain things about, your microbiome and how that affects your stress, and we talk about the different nutrients that you need and the foods you might find them in, and balancing your blood sugar levels and managing your hormones, because that's also important for managing stress. So sleep, a whole bunch of stuff. So anyway, 6-week program, and it's going to be held in a private Facebook group, only $77. The link is above in where I've put the video, started the video, but I'll also pop it below in the comments in case you can't find it. Please join us. It starts next Monday. As I'm a counsellor and like a holistic counsellor and nutritionist, like I've been doing this for 14 years, and now I'm studying mind-body eating as well. There's definitely going to be an emotional eating component to this course as well. So if you're struggling with emotional or stress eating, this is a really great course for you to do. And just so that you know, on Saturday, there's going to be an event, like a live. I'm going to be doing a live about stress on Saturday as well. And I think it's 10 a.m. on Saturday here in Informed Health. So please check that out. It's just going to be a live, it's free, and I'll be doing half an hour talking about stress. I just know it's such a big issue for people at the moment, so it's really, really important that we learn how to manage it. Unfortunately, we can't change what's going on around us in the world, but we can change our response to it, and that's all we can do. So that's what I want to help you guys do. So please join us. It's like I said, it starts on Monday, and it's $77 or 3 payments of $27. So I've really worked hard to make it very minimal price for the Stress Less program. And the good thing is it'll be 6 weeks of support in the group, and it will be a very supportive group because I don't run any other kind of group, and you'll get lots and lots of strategies, lots of information, 3 brilliant ebooks, lots of Q&As where you can ask me questions, and really just for the next 6 weeks helping you manage stress. So well worth it. Link is above, but I'll also pop the link below when I'm finished here. If you have any questions, please pop them below. Also, I will be doing some more videos this week, but in particular, I'll be doing a half an hour one on Saturday in Informed Health in this page at 10 a.m. So I'll see you there as well. I hope you have a lovely afternoon. Thanks. Bye.